Hi everyone, welcome to Between Two Mammoths. I'm thrilled today to be talking with Darien McFadden, the director of the Center for Counseling and Mental Health. Darien, thanks for making some time to be on Between Two Mammoths.
Thank you for having me.
You have a long history at Amherst,
Yeah.
and then in January 2022 became the director of the center.
Yep.
Tell me a little bit about the kinds of changes that you've made so far, and then a little bit about where you think you might be going in the next couple of years.
Yeah. The most obvious change for people that were here prior to January of 2022 is we changed the name. We wanted to get away from the perception that the counseling center was this place that you came to deal with problems, right? We wanted it to be a place that you could come to learn about mental health and learn about taking better care of your mental health. We've also really had this running theme. Our focus is really on access and trying to increase and create new ways for students to access services. And I think as a Black man growing up in this culture, I was always very aware, even as a kid, that not everyone has access to the same resources. So that was and has always been something that just doesn't feel right to me. I think mental health is a right. Mental health services, like health services, are a right, not a privilege.
Yeah, thank you for that. So everybody watching this out there, whether they're on campus or off campus, has surely read something about the mental health challenges of the general population, but especially young people in the United States today. There have been so many stories written about that. You know, how do you think about being on the front lines of that? What are some of the strategies that you try to employ in the center to help our young people on campus today?
It's not necessarily a crisis as much as it is that people are understanding more, young people are understanding more about the importance of mental health in a way that, like, I think back to when I was in college and I knew one person who went to the counseling center, two maybe. And then over my time of working here at Amherst, I've seen those numbers just really steadily increase over time. So I think that's a good thing. The real thing that we and my team really want to push with faculty and staff and other people around campus who interact with students is to engage with them. One of the things that's really common is that students feel like if I make a mistake, this is really about failure. I'm just not good enough, and I can't make these kinds of mistakes, when they don't know that their faculty members have made those mistakes during their college years, or they don't know that
or their presidents,
right? Or, you know, these people that they really look up to and have on a pedestal and see as, you know, intellectual perfection in some ways, have been down that path. I think that goes a tremendously long way towards helping to normalize things that are really developmental.
Yep. That's a terrific answer, great advice for all of us who work on campus, whether this campus or another campus. You were also a double major in English.
That was my love.
And we're literally steps away from Johnson Chapel as we sit here, the home of the Amherst English Department. One favorite book. I'm not going to ask you just to pick the favorite book, because I know you have many, but one favorite book.
Maybe A Separate Piece by John Knowles.
Fantastic.
Well, there's two: A Separate Piece by John Knowles and Invisible Man, which I think is Ralph Ellison.
Yes. 2 for 1, always giving us more.
A little bit more.
That's great. That's great. Thank you, Darien, for being here.
Thank you for
being part of Amherst College.
Thank you.